Now's the time. The time is now. How are you? It's time for the Classic Guitar Rock Daily Update. I'm Jeremy. Thank you for joining me. Two really good new songs dropped today. Well, one, it's part of an album that's been out for a while, but it's been released as a single and a video to accompany it. The Rolling Stones have released the music video for "Mess It Up," and the clip stars British actor Nicholas Hoult, who, by the way, was confirmed by DC Studios to play Lex Luthor in the forthcoming Superman Legacy. Another DC flop on the way. He'll be starring in that. But anyway, he is featured in this video, "Mess It Up," by the Rolling Stones. Guys, let me say this about Hackney Diamonds. I listened to the whole thing a couple nights ago. And shame on me if their other recent offerings have been this good, because I haven't really been. I mean, I think the last Stones album I bought was Steel Wheels, which was like in '89, which was a good album. This Hackney Diamonds album is really good. I was shocked at how much I liked it. And this song, "Mess It Up," one of the great songs from the album. But now the video's out. You should check it out. Remember last week when we had the top 50 releases of the year? Hackney Diamonds was at number one on that list. And it's a good album, so you might want to check it out. But the video for "Mess It Up" comes out today, and the song is great, so check it out. Another great song, we mentioned this a few weeks ago. Remember, we talked about Jack Russell of Great White and Tracy Guns, obviously, who was in LA Guns, have teamed up to form this new group called Russell Guns, and they've got a single dropping. Their album will come out. The album will be called Medusa, and it comes out January 12th. Well, they dropped a lead-off single today. I guess this isn't the lead-off single, it's the second single. But the single they dropped today is called "Tell Me Why," and it's really good. I was pleasantly surprised. Jack Russell can still sing. Tracy Guns has always been a great player. It's a good song, so go out and check it out. They've released the lyric video also. Again, Russell Guns is released on Frontiers, so Frontiers won't really promote it that well, which is a shame. But you can go stream it. You can find it and buy it when this album comes out on January 12th. It's good stuff. Russell Guns. So check that out. I'm always saddened when I talk about KK, because Judas Priest was possibly my favorite band as a kid growing up. Definitely in my top three. And I loved Judas Priest. I loved everything from Sad Wings up through Defenders of the Faith. In my mind, masterpieces. I love them. They're all awesome. Then they kind of went in the turlet, right? For me, anyways. I didn't leave them. They left me. And why am I sad? Well, we know about KK. KK left Judas Priest, started KK's Priest. And I guess this is what... Well, let me just tell you. Let me just share you. And I'll talk to you about what hurts. What hurts my heart. People are chiming me already. In a new interview with Classic Rock Magazine, former Judas Priest guitarist Kenneth KK Downing was asked to name the best record he ever made. What do you think he said? It's his newest album by KK Priest, Sermons of the Sinner. Actually, that was in 2021. And the new one, Sinner Rides Again. Okay, so he's saying his last two albums that he's released with KK's Priest are his best albums. They're both very, very kick-ass, and I'm proud of them both. They epitomize everything about me and who I am. They continue my legacy. He's referring to his legacy with Judas Priest, and carry the hallmarks of the past. Now, here's where it gets almost laughable. As for the worst record he ever made, Downing said, "Oh, I have to go with Point of Entry." But then again, there are some great songs on that one. That's so hard to answer. Okay. Point of Entry gets more crap than any other Judas Priest album. And this is where people want to fight me in the parking lot, but I will die on this hill. Personally, Point of Entry is probably my second favorite Priest album. Second or third. It's in the top three. You got British Steel, Screaming for Vengeance, Point of Entry. For me, that's the top three. That's the trifecta. And they were contiguous, by the way. British Steel, Point of Entry, Screaming for Vengeance. How could he say Point of Entry is their worst album? Okay, now here's where people are going to get really mad. Point of Entry is better than anything that came after Screaming for Vengeance. It's better than any of it. It's 5 times better than anything KK's Priest has done. And this is not slamming on KK's Priest, but for him to say his 2 new KK's Priest album are better than Point of Entry, it's subjective. He's entitled to his opinion. I don't get that. I don't get the hate for Point of Entry. Solar Angels, Desert Plains, Heading Out to the Highway, and Troubleshooter, which never gets, that's a great classic tune. Of course, you got Hot Rockin', Heading Out to the Highway. It's a great album. Guys, there's nothing wrong with albums that are catchy, in my mind. And Point of Entry has some catchy tunes, you know? Is it their heaviest? No, but I guess that's why I probably like it. It's way better than which we get from KK's Priest. I'm scratching my head. Does he honestly think his KK's Priest is anywhere near as good as he says they're better than Point of Entry? It's bullpucky. Okay, sorry, KK, love you, dude, love Priest, but I think he maybe needs to go to the home. I'm just saying. Poison frontman Bret Michaels and country star Chris Janson, not familiar with them, will be featured in the latest installment of CMT Crossroads. And here's why I wanted to talk about CMT Crossroads. Back in the day, I think this went away for a while. I'm not a country music. Modern country music is garbage. Okay, it's crap. It's crapatola. I mean, modern country is as bad as modern popular music. I mean, it's crap. And when you hear, yeah. Now, let me say, there are some country artists that are talented, right? And there's some that are really talented. Chris Stapleton, okay? Zach Brown. I'm even a fan of Keith Urban and Brad Paisley because they're talented dudes. But country radio, it's a friggin' joke. My wife listens to it. I get in her car and every song is so stupid. It is so dumb. Now I'm getting all mad. Here's where I was going with this. CMT had this show Crossroads where they would pair country artists with rock artists, and there were some really good episodes. My favorite all-time episodes of CMT Crossroads, Pat Benatar and Martina McBride. It's phenomenal. 2 outstanding vocalists, and to hear them sing each other's songs. I mean, to hear Martina sing "Hit Me With Your Best Shot" and then hear Pat sing "Independence." I mean, it's must-watch TV on CMT. Seriously, it was awesome. The Brooks and Dunn with ZZ Top, awesome. So there were some great episodes, but the country artists back then were less crappy than the country artists today. Don't get me started on Kenny Chesney. Kenny Chesney is friggin' Barney Fife. I don't understand how that guy got so popular. He's not a great singer. His songs are all formulaic and stupid and dumb and oh, now I'm just fired up. But I'm just here to tell you, CMT Crossroads is coming back. And so they'll be mixing up, the Poison songs. They'll let this Chris Janson Yahoo sing some Poison tunes, and then Poison Man will sing some Chris Janson. I don't know any Chris Janson tunes. I'm not into country music. Maybe he's really good. But the stuff I hear in my wife's car, it's Crapitola. Metal and Rock Zone is chiming in. KK had said earlier that they were under pressure from the label to deliver an album like this, referring, of course, to Point of Entry. And yeah, I've heard that. And the band tends to kind of slag the album, but it's a great album. Like I said, it's my second or third favorite album. Bruce K chimes in. Brad Paisley is a great guitar player. And I have to say this. One of the best concerts I ever saw in my life. Friend called me up and said, hey, he's a big country fan. He says, hey, Jeremy, my wife's sick. We got tickets to see Brad Paisley. She's going to stay home. Do you want to go with me? I said, okay, whatever. Don't have anything. Dude, it was phenomenal. One of the best shows I've ever seen. Keith Urban put on a great show. I've seen him as well. My wife wanted to go, so I went and saw Keith Urban. Phenomenal, talented guy. One of the greatest bands I've ever heard, Keith Urban. So there are some talented guys in country music. Don't get me wrong, but there is some schlocky crap in country music radio, and the classic country dudes are rolling over in their grave when they hear this crap. Auto-tune, rap in drum machines in cut. Oh, I'm going to need medication. All right, so let's talk about an album. This one, Loverboy's debut album. Loverboy, yeah, they're a pop band. I get it. But Paul Dean, phenomenal guitar player. Mike Reno, phenomenal singer. And here's the deal. They're kind of like, they've got the Cheap Trick work ethic. They've never stopped touring. They still go tour. They're playing the casinos. They're playing the state fairs. They're getting old and they just don't care. They just keep going out and they still sound great live. But this album, this is my favorite of the Loverboy albums. Keep It Up. Keep It Up's the third album. The second album, the one with Working for the Weekend, Lucky Ones, is that what it's? I don't even remember what it's called. The first two albums are phenomenal. Third album, it's okay. But this one you can't go wrong with. Can't go wrong with this album. Of course, this is what introduces to him. The Kid Is Hot Tonight, Turn Me Loose, Always on My Mind. Teenage Overdose should have been a hit. It wasn't, but it's just a rockin' tune. And I just want to recommend this album to you. They're a great band, very talented. Yes, a pop band, but pop bands are okay. One last chime in here on the country music thing from Pre-War. Pre-War says, country music sucks. Classic country is art. Modern pop is soulless. The pop craft from 60s, 70s, even 80s is craft. Punk was the antidote to the commercialization of music that moves you. Pre-war, you touch on so many things, and they're all true. Pre-war, thank you for chiming in. Guys, you can always email me at classicguitarrock@mail.com. And of course, you can chime in during the update, like we had chimer inners today. And I appreciate it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll do it all again tomorrow. Live long and prosper.